Hey friends, welcome back to my page, y'all. How are you? Welcome to the replay. It is Monday night and we are going to craft. I've got a super cute, it's like a barn cutout that we're going to create with our club transfer for April. So when you hop on, say hello, hit the heart button, and I'm going to get our keyword going. We've got a paintbrush, super important. I need to buy some more. And we've got some white chalk paint here that I'm going to use quickly to get this going. And you are going to type in the word barn to get all of the supplies, y'all. And what do you know? I grab a jar that is not opened. That's okay. We're just going to roll with it, right? So let's open this up. And make a big old mess. So I've got a dowel rod here that I'm just going to push this top portion away and peel it off. Oh. All right, dowel rod down. All right, so let's do this. We're going to take this. I'm going to paint the background white, okay? So let's see what friends we have on today. I hope y'all had an amazing Easter. Ours was fabulous. It really was. It was a day filled with family and friends and lots of joy, lots of laughs. Great time. It really was. So I can't complain. Lots of food, good food. So Zach, today, I was off work today and I was hanging out with the boys and my girlfriend came over and her kids, and I sent Zach a picture of a barn that I wanted cut. And I'm like, hey, I really could use this tonight for my project for all my friends here, because I'm sure they would just want a barn, right? So I don't know, y'all, probably like 30 minutes later, I'm sitting there in the new lounge chair, just, chilling. And out comes Mr. Zach with the wood cutout and, the transfer so we could, line it up and everything. So I had poolside delivery of this barn cutout to make sure that it was a-okay for y'all tonight. So y'all can thank him later. But it was a good day. It was overcast. The sun, once the clouds moved, it was gorgeous. And then we got a new basketball hoop. So that is the new thing to do in the pool, to play basketball. And let me tell you something. The basketball hoop just happens to be right next to where I put the lounging chairs to lounge, right? Sunbathe. Well, guess what? I get splashed a lot. But that's okay, because whenever it gets 90 degrees here in Texas, I will want to be splashed. Otherwise, I'm going to be very, very hot. All right, so there's our wood barn white, okay? So that is part one. Where did I put the lid? Here we go. Hello, friends. I know poolside delivery was great, right? Thanks, Kay. I haven't shown y'all all of the patio furniture because I'm waiting for 2 more things to come in before I show y'all the finished patio. So I'm holding out, but I did give you a sneak peek today of part of it. That is my favorite part with the lounge chairs. So, all right, this piece goes on top of the white barn that we just painted. Okay, so this is like the, I guess you could call it like the frame of the barn. So it comes in 2 pieces, and then there is a 3rd piece, and I'll show you here in a minute what that is. But I'm going to do, I think we're going to use black, white, and red tonight. And we are using the April Club transfer that you cannot just shop for on my website. You must be a club member or a designer, okay? So let me get this held in place. And we will start using the transfer once these pieces are dry. So I'm going to move that up there. And then I'm going to use, we're going to use these. So these are like the little windows, faux windows that are at the top of the barn. So I'm just going to take my paintbrush with very little paint on it because I don't want to get too many or too much in the like creases of this and have like a gigantic blob. So we're gonna do that. So what was y'all's favorite part of Easter? We had hamburgers, we had sliders, and we had scalloped potatoes. My mom made those, and we had hot dogs. I had Texas Pete's hot sauce chicken dip. I make that all the time whenever we have a gathering. We had a lot of stuff, y'all. Wings and stuffed peppers or tomatoes or something that Zach didn't even know that he ordered. Well, he did. So, good. Hi, everybody. How are you? Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Oh, look at Bonnie. Bonnie had dinner, Easter dinner, lobster and fresh scallops. Girlfriend, that is my calling. Like, that is my jam right there. Seafood. All right, so let's dry this really quickly, and then we're going to begin the fun. Okay, so this white surface here has 2 holes towards the top because Zach wanted to give y'all a space to hang it, okay? So let's make sure it's dry. And what do we use anytime that we paint a surface? What do we use? Oh, y'all, I had an injury. Oh, Lord, yeah. Oh, you had an egg hunt with the kiddos. How fun, Darcy. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Let's see here. I just want to make sure that this is really dry before we go apply the wax. That's right, Debbie and Brenda. We need to wax it because anytime that we wax a painted surface and use a silkscreen transfer, we want to protect the paint, right? And we want to protect the transfer, okay? So let's make sure that it's dry. I got gloppy edges, gloopy edges. Okay, so you see how there's some streaks right there? That's telling us that it is not dry. So before I go and smear wax on here, you want to make sure it's dry. Otherwise, you're going to smear the paint. Don't do that. Alright, so let's check this out from an angle. Sometimes the lighting is easier certain directions to see if it's dry. Okay. What you don't want to make the mistake of, y'all, is having wet paint. And even though you may wax it, you go to apply that transfer, and that stickiness of the transfer peels up your paint. I've had that happen. So really, really make sure that it's dry. Okay? Keyword is barn. Thanks, Patricia, for the reminder. Keyword is barn. You can get the cutouts there. Just type in, I think it's farm barn is the word on Etsy. And this is going to look super cute with the club transfer. And really anything else that you want to use it for. And if it's not your thing, so be it. Not a big deal. We don't get offended. Okay, so I'm going to open up my can of wax, jar of wax, and I'm going to smear wax all over this, okay? Some areas on this won't need, no, it will need the wax, and I'll show you why. I just remembered, I forgot a step in my project that we're about to do. Like, I didn't forget it, like, we missed the step, but I forgot what I was going to do next. Therefore, we will need to wax the entire thing because it will matter. Now, I will tell you that there are times, even though you may not have some of your chalk paste here or here or here, I would recommend waxing the entire thing because this wax gives it a like a semi-shine, okay? So, let's do this. Put the wax, make sure that it's covered good. All right, now we're gonna go in with a fun transfer. This one is, let's see, I think I'm done with these, so I can move the cardboard. So basically, y'all, this is the idea. This is like the frame of the barn. Okay, and then we're gonna apply our club transfer and a few other things. Isn't that cute? You like what you see? All right, we are gonna use Storm, and we're gonna use this transfer that I've used many times. This is called 4 Farmhouse Patterns. It does have 1, 2, 3, 4 patterns or designs on it, and we're gonna use this one. It is very similar to, I can even get it off. It reminds me of shiplap or wood. Okay, now notice, let's see how this is gonna work. I'm gonna lay this down. Kind of centered, okay, because there is a frame to this. Now, okay, notice around the edge of the transfer that there is like a frame itself. Okay, see all of that? What I was trying to figure out, I think we're just going to take this, we're going to line it up at the bottom. I don't care about the frame at the bottom of the transfer because the frame of our board is going to cover it, or for our cutout is going to cover it. But it will not cover it on the sides. All right, so here we go. Let me grab a squeegee. Okay. And we're going to work our way down the transfer. Okay, so I have chalk paste. So it is chalk in paste form. Super fun. Water soluble. It is washable. Like if you were to get it on your clothes, the paste is. Okay, we have 2 options, paste and ink. We are using paste tonight. Ink, our ink option is permanent once it's heat set. That will not be washable. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this around so that it's easier for me to use. And just make sure that I don't go over the edge of my transfer right here. Okay. Now I'm going to peel it up, and we are going to have to wash it. All right. So that is what we have so far. What? Y'all, that is so cute. I love, love, love it. All right, let me grab my little wash mat here. Make sure that I don't ruin my barn. Okay. Spray it. I am going to use a wipe. Okay. Just a regular old baby wipe on the side that is not sticky. Okay. And take off majority of that chalk paste before I go in with my board eraser. All right. Hi, Chris Carlson. How are you? Well, that's sprayed all over everything. So y'all, I had an injury yesterday. See the Band-Aid? I burned myself so badly with hot glue. I've never burned myself this bad before. And let me just tell you something. I put this, like, I don't know, my girlfriend brought this cream over. It's like, it helps with burns. But I put that on last night in like a bandage. And then this morning, I replaced the bandage and I used Neosporin. And I've applied Neosporin and a new bandage twice today. I kid you not. There's no more pain and there is no mark. Like, there's no blister. So whatever I did was a miracle. But I'm covering it tonight just in case. But it doesn't hurt. And I am blown away. Blown away. So, Neosporin works. And I went swimming and everything. So, all is good. I cut the bottom of my thumb down towards the hand. Oh, with a sharp knife. Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, so now that this is clean, okay, we're going to use it again. But before we do that, we need to make sure that this part is dry. No, it wasn't Silvadine. I don't know what it was. I need to ask her, Carrie. But is that something that works for burns as well? Like, y'all, I am not kidding you. Like, that hot glue was stuck to my hand. Like, not to be too grody, but, like, I couldn't even peel it off because I was afraid I was peeling my skin off. It was terrible. Like, it was bad. And, you know, your immediate reaction anytime you have something like that is to, like, try and wipe it off, right? So, like, I kid you not, like, I had hot glue all over my shirt. It was bad, but I am so thankful today. Less than 24 hours. Like, it doesn't even look like it ever existed. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. All right, so we're going to go in and we are going to finish out our barn here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually flip this around and we are going to line up. I'll show you here in a second what I'm doing. We are going to line up. So instead of me keeping it the same direction that I was going, I'm sorry, not same direction. Instead of me just repeating the same thing, like, so we had it top to bottom this way, instead of me just replacing it here, I actually turned it over. And let me show you why. You see how on this side of the transfer, there's a solid line finish. But over here, there isn't, okay? It is going to be easier for me to line up with the solid line, overlapping the other line that I have here. And I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. Because it's a thicker line. Like, I can see through it better. Okay. So let me show you. Like, it's easier to see through this line right here than it is through these itty bitty tiny lines over here. I hope that makes sense. And I don't sound like a crazy lady. I mean, I might sound like that too, but, you know, it's worth a shot. All right, so now I'm going to go all the way over here and cover this up with the Storm paste. Okay. Just like so. Clearly, I can't get enough on my squeegee. Now we know that our black frame is going to go along the edges, which is fine. Okay. All right, let's lift this up and see what it looks like. Yes. All right, so check it out. It was so much easier for me to line up that edge. Okay. So hit the heart button, y'all. What do y'all think? Type in the word barn. I love it. All right, so now I'm going to go back over here and do the rest of this. I'm going to flip my transfer around. Line this up and finish the top. Okay, right up here. All right, grab the squeegee, grab some chalk paste, and get to work. Go all the way to the top. The tippy tippy top. All right, let me see if I can do this and see if this will work. I'm gonna go over the same part of the transfer that I used down here, which I typically tell y'all not to do without washing, but I think we might be okay. I know, Cindy, me too. All right, so there's that. And then I have an itty bitty tiny bit that I'm going to attempt to knock out right here by applying this right there. Okay, we're getting brave tonight, y'all. Let me see if I got it. Yes. Check it out. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? All right, so I'm going to spray this over here. I'm not going to clean it for sake of time, but same thing. Grab a board eraser, clean it off. Okay, I'm holding it up so that I don't spray it on my barn. Okay? All right, let's try this. Let me turn on my glue gun because we're almost to that point. And let's dry it. Super cute. I love it so far, y'all. So when you type in the word barn, I will send you a message, and in that message will be a link with all the different details. Different links for each thing that you may be interested in. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you something different tonight. Something important, an important step. Okay? So, what we are going to do let me make sure that this is dry up here. I have a clump of paste just hanging out right here on top. Okay, so here's our frame to our barn. Okay, so just picture this so far. Woo, y'all, that looks like wallpaper. Does it not? Or like paper, like background cardstock paper. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use our April Club transfer. This is Farm Fresh Organic. We used it on our milk jug back here, which is also found on Etsy. I'm actually going to use the pattern down here at the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to use, check it out. So look at this width, okay, or height compared to where the transfer starts and the pattern starts. So honestly, I'm okay with it being just a little shy of the edge. All right. So what we're going to do is just line this up perfectly with the transfer and the cutout. Let's go that way. So I'm going to go over. Hold on, guys. I'll show you what I'm doing. Just a second. I just want to make sure that this is straight. Okay, that's going to work. But before we do that, we are layering chalk paste. Okay, so we painted it white, we waxed it. Then we added our shiplap wood, whatever you want to call it, look. Okay, now we are going to wax it again because we are going to apply the second transfer, which is the club transfer. Okay, so you want to make sure that you wax it before you apply that second layer of paste. The second layer of wax, is going to protect the first layer of paste. I hope that made sense, because I kind of got my words mixed up. Wear an oven mitt tonight on your hand. I know, right? I think we'll be okay tonight. Hopefully. Hopefully the glue gun won't zap me. All right, so I'm going to line this up right there and go over. I got to concentrate, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to lay that down. And then I'm going to grab the rest of that, lay it down, and hopefully I got it. So now I'm going to take my frame okay, so let me show you, in case you do this at home. There is a teeny tiny bit. See that line? The white line right here. You'll see that right there. See that line right there? It's actually peeking out underneath the frame. So what I want to do is move the transfer over just a tad. I still want to keep it lined up with the bottom of the wood barn. There we go. Much better. All right, so I am only going to do this pattern, and we're going to do it in red. This is called Candy Apple, and this is like the bottom of the barrel paste for me. So I'm going to spray some distilled water in there. Don't use tap water in your jars, y'all, because it might start growing some funky stuff. But I want to make sure it's really good and mixed, which I think we're good. And I'm going to grab a mini squeegee, and we're going to take this over that pattern and pick up any of the excess paste that we have and take it over to the next section. Now, when I get over here, slow your roll. Okay, just be careful that you don't get this line that's going all the way up. Okay, so I'm going to be careful and just try and get a clean line, basically. So I'm going to pick up all of the excess, put it back in the jar, and we're going to lift it up. Okay. Check it out. Super cute, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to try and attempt to use this other side. I got to figure out how to do this. Think, Annie, think. But first you need to dry it. I gotta think how we're gonna do this. Hi, Patty. I'm good. How are you? Hi, Darlene. Y'all, if you have not said hi to me, make sure you say hi. Okay? Hi, Lois. Aw. No worries. Your granddaughters are way more important than I am. Don't you worry. I'm just glad that you made it. Okay, so let me check this. All right, so let's see how we're going to do this. I'm going to flip this over. Okay, so basically the pattern is solid block, plain, solid block, plain, solid block, plain. So I don't want, ooh, I know what we're going to do. Let me think about this. I need to go this direction. I'm basically going to overlap. Y'all, this takes a lot of thought. Solid block, plain. Solid block, plain. Okay, wait for it. Just wait. There we go. Okay. Look, I took the transfer and basically just overlapped it. So where I saw a solid block, I put it over another solid block. I don't know how to explain that. Let's see if I'm right. Okay. Of the checkering, the line. Yes, so Darlene, if my measurements are right, it's going to be covered up. But you may have asked that before I switch the transfer around. Okay, here goes nothing. I really don't want to paste over what we've already pasted over. Okay, y'all ready? Drum roll. Let's see if this was a win or a fail. Ta-da! It worked! It worked. So notice this side over here went all the way to the edge, but this side over here did not. Guys, that is okay because the frame of the barn is going to cover all of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, because this is red and red likes to stain, I'm going to grab a new cleaning mat and lay it down. And we're going to clean this really quick because now we're going to add a few other elements from this transfer on our barn. Okay. So I'm going to take the wipe here and clean this off like so. Now, the longer you let your chalk paste sit here, the quicker, the chances of it drying in the screen are. Okay, so try and clean it as soon as you possibly can. Or at least spray it and set it to the side, okay? So now we're taking the board eraser, and look, we did get some red out of the screen, even after the wipes. And then you definitely want to clean the back because it does go through, okay? And we want to use this all month long. The month of April. Okay. And now we're going to make sure that it is dry because we're going to use more of this on our barn. Now, I think what I'm going to do next, because now I need to really worry about centering the next pieces of this transfer on the barn, we're actually going to glue the frame on now. Okay. So let me show you what we have so far. So we've got this. Let's dry it. Okay. Thanks, Patty. Hi, Marianne. How are you? Y'all, make sure you hit the heart button. Sprinkle the video. Type in the word barn. We are offering the cutout. Okay, so you really want to make sure that this is dry. Okay, and what we're gonna do, think I can make this all the way around with a hot glue gun? Let's see. Here we go. Do not glue my hand. Don't glue my hand. Don't glue my hand. Don't glue my hand. Please. Grab edges, place down. Immediately stand up. Make sure that it's even. Be careful if your glue comes flying out the side that your fingers are not touching it. Okay, because hot glue gun burns are not fun. All right, so that is what we have so far. Look at that, y'all. Look. I did, Timona, I did. So isn't that super cute? Now, notice how the sides are just hideous, right? Because I'm a sloppy painter. Well, you can take a Mr. Pen. Check this out. Mr. Pen. Okay. And just take those edges and make them pretty. Oh, there goes the cap. All right, so look. No white. All right, so I'm gonna do this really quick just to show y'all. Come over here, do the same thing. Come over here, do that. And now you have like clean edges, right? Let me just get this little hanger part. Isn't that cool? I don't know, it just looks clean. So now you have clean edges. And there's my lid. So I've got, yeah, quite a bit. All right, so there's that. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to take our transfer and make sure that it's dry. Yeah, Brenda, they're Mr. Pen brand. Permanent markers. Mr. Pen. Okay, so now we have this. All right, and we have our little, what do we call these, y'all? Windows? I don't know. What do we call these? I don't know. I am going to fuzz this because it is sticky. I didn't fuzz it the first time because I didn't think we'd need it, but we're about to put this on a whole bunch of painted area. Fuzzing makes it less sticky. Okay, and we're going to line this up so that I can put Farm Fresh and the pig and the rooster. I think you guys said it was a rooster on here, but I also want to make sure that I have room for my window. Okay, y'all ready? I think that'll look okay. All right, so I'm only going to do this section right here. Right there, okay? Now, we're going to go in with some black paste for this. And, yeah, black. So let me grab a new squeegee. And let's begin. Okay. All right, let me just make sure that I don't have any air bubbles. So I need to be careful because there's other things on this transfer that I don't want to get covered. Like the edge here, which I almost did. I may have already done it there. Good gravy. And let's just take our black chalk paste all the way down. We're even going to do the grass around the pig's feet. But we're not going to do the word organic. Okay? All right, I think we're good. So we're going to close this up, or at least get our excess off. We're going to peel this up. Ta-da! And I need to glue that side down. I just saw that. Okay. Let's dry this. And I think I'm going to use super glue for the window. Y'all. Hay loft door, Nancy. Yeah. That's where they put the hay. Hey. Sorry, I had to do that. All right, so that's dry. Let's grab our handy dandy super glue. This is gel Gorilla super glue. Love it, love it. Sometimes you have to bang it on the desk to get the air bubbles out. And we're going to attempt to center this. Holy moly. The super glue, I feel, the gel at least, is a little bit more forgiving when you go to apply it in case you need to, OMG, move it around. Okay, so now you've got the cute little handles here. Not handles. What am I trying to say? These. All right, but before we do that, we have black chalk paste all over our transfer. And you cannot ever let black chalk paste just chill there on a transfer. Don't do it. Listen to me. Just don't do it. Okay, so take it off. Because you guys want to reuse these multiple times, right? That's the purpose of this product, is it's reusable. Now, of course, on a piece of wood, it's not. But your transfer, you want to get multiple uses. Hangers. Thanks, Brenda. Thanks, guys. I love it, too. Just kind of threw it together. Poolside today. Hanging with the boys while they're playing basketball. All right. Get all this off. Come back here. You want to make sure that you always get as much, if not 100% of that paste out of the screen. Now, I will tell you guys, there are times whenever you have such itty bitty tiny intricate design that you need to kind of move your transfer in different directions and clean it. Just like you saw me do there. I picked it up and kind of turned it because your board eraser may hit certain areas better at different angles, I guess is the word. Okay, so hanger wise, what shall we do? I've got some beads and I've just got some plain Jane twine, which the plain Jane twine might be where it's at. So you always want to take your transfer corner to corner, edge to edge, line it up there. Patty, you definitely want to use, yes, our board erasers. They come 2 in a pack. Very inexpensive, but it really helps with the transfers and remove stuff. So it looks like a hot mess, but y'all, don't be concerned about the staining around the mesh screen, anywhere that you see through it. Don't worry about that. Okay, so I have a thick piece of stuff. What do we call this? Stuff. I think I just want a simple hanger. I don't want anything cray-cray. And I don't like long hangers, in case you're new here. It is not my jam. So let's go ahead and cut it. Now, you could do some fancy bead work if you wanted to, or nothing at all. Or just make a simple hanger like I'm going to do. You could use ribbon, whatever you want to do, y'all. Okay, so there's that. Let me cut these just a tad. Y'all, is that not cute or what? I'm in love with this. I'm so glad this turned out great. Oh my goodness. Hit the heart button, y'all, if you just love it. Go grab your barn from Z to A Woodwork on Etsy. Just type in barn and we'll send you a message. And become a club member, because you can only get the transfer if you're a club member or a designer attached to me. So, yes, I love it, love it, love it. So, y'all have a good night. We will see you next time, okay? Bye, friends.